Hello, hi, welcome everybody to our webinar. Today we're going to be talking about nature-based approaches to carbon dioxide removal. And during the discussion, we're going to be learning about basic principles of these things and exploring the benefits and risks associated with them, and trying to get a better understanding of the suite of approaches that we have before us and the underlying governance issues associated with them. So my name is Paul Rouse. I'm from the Carnegie Climate Governance Initiative. Our mission is very simple to set out. It's probably rather difficult to deliver, but we are an independent, time-limited initiative of the Carnegie Council for International Affairs, and we're funded by foundations, for which we're very grateful. And we seek to catalyse the creation of effective governance of climate altering techniques, carbon dioxide, CDR, and SRM, solar radiation modification. You'll hear a lot of acronyms, so CDR, carbon dioxide removal, NBA, nature-based approaches, NBS, nature-based solutions. If you're new to this subject, don't worry, they'll become much clearer as we go along, hopefully. So this is one in a series of webinars that we run. We have the webinars, which are educational, and then we have campfire chats, which are much more informal conversations, almost amongst friends, to explore issues in more depth. And you can look at those on our website. If you go to www.c2g2.net, you'll find a lot of information about the events, recordings of previous events. Webinar content is accompanied with evidence briefs and policy briefs and so on. So that's enough of the introductory stuff in terms of C2G. Today we're joined by three experts. We have, if you might like to turn your cameras on, please do. That'll be great. Say hi to everybody. We have with us Youba Sokona. Youba is Vice Chair of the IPCC, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, and a Special Advisor for Sustainable Development at the South Centre, which is an intergovernmental organisation for developing countries, and it helps combine efforts amongst those countries to promote their common interests in the international arena. Youba's had over 35 years of experience addressing energy and environmental sustainable development issues in Africa. So welcome to Youba. And then we have on my screen top left, Nathalie Seddona, and Nathalie's just up the road from me. She's in Oxford University. Nathalie's a professor of biodiversity, and she's director of the Nature-Based Solutions Initiative at Oxford, which is an independent interdisciplinary program of research and policy advice and education, which aims to increase understanding about nature-based solutions and approaches in relation to global challenges and addressing global challenges. And then on my bottom left is Holly Jean Buck. Holly's joining us from the United States, where she's professor at University of Buffalo, which is in New York State, I think. Probably very cold there. And Holly's an expert in environmental sociology, science technology studies, international agriculture and rural development. And Holly's been working on this space around climate altering techniques for quite a long while. I think we've been publishing in this for a good 10 years. And actually, Holly's just got a new book out, which is, if you want an introduction to the agenda here, it's a really great read, and it uses speculative fiction alongside really serious, straight-talking science to present the issue. So it's a good read if you want to find your way into here. So we're going to hear more from the participants shortly, but before that we have the presentations. We have three presentations which take just over half an hour in total. Youba will be speaking to us to start with, and he'll be situating carbon dioxide removal in the overall conversation on nature-based approaches and the wider sustainable development agenda. After that, Nathalie is going to be presenting on various techniques and explore the potential effectiveness and benefits and costs and risks and the unknowns associated with the various approaches that might be considered. And then Holly is going to do the last section, where she'll be exploring governance provisions and challenges and opportunities, particularly in terms of scaling up nature-based approaches. So we'll move into those in just a moment. Just a word about questions and answers. We're really keen to have your questions, so please do feel free to post them. I think everybody in the world, in the COVID world, uses Zoom all the time, but just in case you've not done this before, in the Zoom interface, you'll see at the bottom, there's a little Q&A bubble. If you click on there, you can type in questions that you'd like to ask. Feel free to do them at any time. And I should say that these events are recorded and they're made available in perpetuity, in effect, I suppose, on YouTube and Facebook and our own websites. But if you post questions, your name isn't going to appear. You're entirely anonymous in this process. All the people in the recordings will see is the participants in terms of those who are speaking, and myself. So feel free to post questions now any time. So I think that's all I need to say now. So if I can ask my colleague Alia in the background, if she could start the presentations, and then we'll come back together.